The Detroit Pistons' young building blocks, veteran leadership, free agency, this person gets a tryout tweet, and things to look for this offseason. This is part 2 of this 3-part series for the Detroit Pistons 2019-2020 season recap and 2020 offseason, and we're starting right now.
It's a LP.
Subscribe to the members of ISN.
Dr. Doom Sekou Doumbouya, 19 years old, who is the future of the Detroit Pistons franchise as the 15th overall pick in the 2019 NBA draft. As a rookie, he spent time with the Grand Rapids Drive after Blake Griffin went down after 18 games with season-ending knee surgery. Sekou averaged 6.4 points per game and 3.4 rebounds as a rookie, in which he started 19 of a possible 38 games with the Detroit Pistons. Can Dwayne Casey mold him into what he did with Pascal Siakam over in Toronto? Luke Canard, a 2017 12th overall first-round draft pick out of Duke University. Luke, in many eyes, is the second most controversial player since Darko Milicic was selected in the 2003 NBA draft with the 2nd overall pick, ahead of Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, and Chris Bosh. The Detroit Pistons selected Luke Canard over Donovan Mitchell, who went 13th overall. The first controversial pick was Stanley Johnson, 8th overall, who was ahead of Devin Booker, who went also 13th overall back in 2015. Luke was dealing with knee tendonitis in both knees. In 28 games, Luke averaged 16 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 4.1 assists per game. When healthy, Luke Canard is a starting shooting guard in this league and a huge piece moving forward for the Detroit Pistons. Bruce Brown, a 2018 second-round, 42nd overall draft pick out of the University of Miami. Bruce averaged 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. This was his best as a professional athlete and a valuable asset to the Detroit Pistons, especially from a defensive side of the ball, where he usually is guarding the best opponent on the opposing side. If Bruce Brown's offensive aggressiveness continues on what we saw this past season, the Detroit Pistons could have a very good player on their hands. Svey Mihailuk was a second-round draft pick in 2018 by the LA Lakers with their 47th overall pick. Svey played in 98 games. He has averaged 6.5 points, 1.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists per game. With proper development, I feel that Svey Mihailuk could be that perfect complement to Luke Canard coming off the bench. Let's keep in mind that in his rookie season, we've seen Svey Mihailuk and Klay Thompson going toe-to-toe, with each player scoring 30-plus points in a game at the Staples Center in the preseason. Kyrie Thomas was another 2018 draft pick via a trade by the Philadelphia 76ers. He was the 38th overall pick in the 2nd round. Kyrie Thomas has played in 38 games and averaged 3 points per game. Kyrie has spent a tremendous time in the G League with the Grand Rapids Drive. This could be a make-or-break season for Kyrie heading into the 2020-2021 NBA season. Let's hope he actually makes a name for himself heading into this coming season. Justin Patton was a 2017 first-round, 16th overall draft pick. Justin is on his 4th NBA team in as many years. This was a very good acquisition for the Detroit Pistons and could develop into a very solid role player coming off our bench. Justin Patton has mostly played in the NBA G League and has only 9 NBA games played in his career. I'm excited for him because we could develop him into a inside-outside scorer with some good defense. Just because he played in 9 games, do not sleep on his skill set and his game. He was a very, very good player in college. Jordan Bone was selected in the 2019 NBA draft with the 57th overall pick in the second round. Jordan has played mostly in the NBA G League this past season, but in limited minutes we did get to see Jordan Bone play with the Detroit Pistons. He was very, very solid. He did tear it up with the Grand Rapids Drive, and the Pistons fan base, myself included, are extremely, extremely high on this young kid. Louis King went undrafted in the 2019 NBA draft out of the Oregon Ducks. Louis King mostly played in the NBA G League, where he played a very solid role with the Detroit Pistons. In the very few games we did get to see him in his rookie season, he did average 2 points per game. Blake Griffin was a tale of two tapes. A year prior, when healthy, he was averaging 25 points per game. This past season, Blake Griffin played in only 18 games and was shut down, placed on IR, and had season-ending knee surgery. Blake averaged 15.5 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 3.3 assists per game. If the Detroit Pistons have any chance to compete, Blake Griffin needs to be healthy and score around 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game, and also play in around 60 to 65 games this coming season. Derrick Rose, where do I begin? On this former MVP. Rose played lights out this past season. Derrick has played a larger role due to the injuries that amounted during this season. He averaged 18 points and almost 6 assists per game this past season. He also played in 50 out of 66 games. He showed he has a lot left in the tank, and if we put it together a real team around him, he could be very, very good off the bench as the sixth man. Rose was my MVP for the Detroit Pistons this past season, and rightfully so. Christian Wood, the Detroit Pistons own his early bird rights, and was my breakout player of the year. With Andre or without him on the team, Wood really went off when the Detroit Pistons traded Andre to Cleveland. Christian Wood is my #1 target this offseason, and with the Detroit Pistons cannot afford to let him out their sight. Without Andre Drummond, Christian Wood averaged 21 points and 9 rebounds. He's relatively still young and still hasn't hit his prime yet. And with the Detroit Pistons, they cannot afford to let another great talent go. Langston Galloway, pending on the price tag, I wouldn't mind the Detroit Pistons to bring Langston back. His corner threes are ranked second in the league for the highest made percentage, behind Houston Rockets' PJ Tucker. Detroit lacked outside scoring and spreading the court. Keeping Galloway in the fold for the right price could and would be a savvy move this front office makes. Fred VanVleet, our biggest need on this team, is a legit floor general at point guard. Say what you want about Fred VanVleet, but he has history with this system, with his time in Toronto and head coach Dwayne Casey. Fred in 2019 became an NBA champion, and that's something Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose can't teach this young Pistons squad. The Pistons haven't had this type of caliber player since we had Chauncey Billups roaming the palace of Auburn Hills. I would still add a point guard in this very deep class, but having Fred and Derrick and a young star rookie would do tremendous amount of good for the Detroit Pistons. Fred can play both guard positions as well. Montrezl Harrell just screams Detroit Pistons with his high energy and hustle plays, unselfish basketball, engaged on both ends of the court. With that being said, this could be a very solid pickup for the Detroit Pistons, which we have roughly around $30 million in cash. We have to get right pieces at right prices. Montrezl Harrell could be overpriced depending on how well he plays in the Orlando bubble, especially in the playoffs. But if we could get him, this would be a gigantic help on the front court. Rapper J. Cole got a tweet from the Detroit Pistons official Twitter page. J. Cole did play basketball in high school and was at the All-Star game this past year. I will definitely keep you posted when news breaks on this and any news surrounding our Detroit Pistons. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for tomorrow's video, which is part 3 of this 3-part series when I talk about the 2020 NBA draft prospects that could fit the Detroit Pistons. If you are new, please smash that subscribe button and that notification bell. Set it to all so you don't miss a live stream or video. And please give this video a thumbs up so this channel can grow to extraordinary heights while the Detroit Pistons look to build a 4th NBA championship and beyond. And with that being said, this is Troxel Sports Talk. Practice social distancing, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.
Hughes got the football back. Blitz comes, floats it into the end zone. It is caught. Did he get both feet down? They say he did. Touchdown, Kenny Galladay.